Okay, this is going to be my Throwback Thursday where I look at my favorites from October of 2012 and see if they are still my favorites, see if something has replaced them, whether it's high-end or drugstore, or, you know, if I despise it, if I've used it up, things like that. So the first item that I had in my video from 2 years ago was the Sonia Kashuk Hidden Agenda Concealer Palette. And obviously I've finished that one up. It was in an empties video a couple years ago. And so I do have a concealer that I do like from her. I use this one for brightening. This is the Sonia Kashuk Take Cover Concealer Stick. This is in the shade Dawn, number 19. And this is very, very light. So this does match like underneath my eyes or, you know, the center of my face in certain spots for brightening. But I also love this concealer. This is my Holy Grail concealer. I mentioned this in my last one of these that I did. This is the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer. I have the shade number 3, and this stuff is just amazing. It doesn't crease underneath my eyes, and I can use it underneath my eyes as well as any spots that I have on my face that I would like to cover up. Now, while I did love the Hidden Agenda Concealer Palette, I found that I didn't use the powder that came with it, but I used all the other concealers. So I don't know if I would repurchase it. It's $10, and I find that Sonia Kashuk products, unless they're like extremely holy grail to me, they're almost the same as some MAC products or some other high-end items. So I'm kind of torn between choosing more of her items or picking higher-end items. The next item that I was talking about was the Revlon Colorstay Whipped Foundation in the shade 200. I believe that was Sand Beige. And I still love this foundation, but the one that I use now, I don't know how I was matched to a darker shade before. I think I was out in the sun a little bit more. But now I wear the shade 150, which is Buff. And this is probably a very spot on, if not the most spot on shade when I blend it out on my skin. So love this stuff, and I find that the longer you wear it, the better that it looks. Sometimes some foundations, when you put them on, they look amazing, and then a couple hours later they look, you know, they've started to break down and everything, but this one doesn't break down whatsoever. It almost, I don't know, it just changes just a tiny bit, and it just looks like it's part of your skin the longer that you wear it. So the third item that I was talking about was the Too Faced Soleil bronzer, but the milk chocolate version, which is the lighter version. And I just finished that up earlier this year, 2 project pans ago. If I remember, I'll link that down below. But my favorite, it's a very light bronzer, so it works well like in a contour for fair-skinned individuals. But my favorite matte bronzer that is for light skin tones is this Body Shop bronzer. This is in the shade 01 Light Matte. So that's what the back looks like. The front of the packaging, the packaging just flakes off after a little bit, so every single person that has owned this bronzer, the packaging looks like that. So this is what the bronzer looks like. It's not orange at all. It's very nice, looks great for contouring as well as bronzing like around the face. So I love this bronzer. It's my favorite matte one that I own. But a higher end version that would be somewhat comparable, this one does have a teeny bit of shimmer running through it. It is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. And that is what it looks like. I haven't broken into this one yet. I'm still working on my deluxe sample, but this one has a little bit, just a hint more orange than the Body Shop's Honey Bronzer. So this is the Tarte one, and this is the Body Shop one. And while there is shimmer on my hand right here that you can see, it doesn't really translate onto the face. I've never looked at my face when I've worn this bronzer and thought that I looked shimmery, so I love this thing. This is actually I've went through a full size of this, and I've went through a deluxe sample size of this, and I'm almost probably halfway through with my deluxe size of this one. So I love that bronzer. And then I mentioned a blush. This is the NARS blush in the shade Sin. And this has been a long time favorite of mine, obviously, if I loved it 2 years ago. And there it is. I just mentioned this blush in my top 5 favorite fall blushes. So there it is on the hand. And there is a sheen to it, so it looks like it's splotchy or something, but it's just the sheen. It kind of has like a little bit of a rosy, mauvey, plumish kind of a look to it. It's really beautiful. I highly recommend that for fall time, and I think anybody can wear that with like light skin tones, medium, darker, like anything. I think anybody could get away with wearing that. Another blush that I just recently picked up, this is the MAC blush from the Rocky Horror Picture Show collection that they just released in Crazed Imagination, and this is a Frost blush, it says, but that's it right there. You can kind of see the two of them side by side. This one looks a little bit darker, and this one definitely has more of a sheen to it, but this is a sheer blush. So while it looks darker, it actually is a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna have to build this up quite a bit to get any sort of a swatch for you. So that's it right there. And it's coming off a little bit more brown, but it definitely has more kind of plummy, mauvey undertones to it. It's gorgeous. I love this blush. All right, then I mentioned the MAC eyeshadow in the shade Sun Blonde. This came out of the Surf Baby collection. I think that's what it was called. This is a gorgeous, it's almost like a mustard yellow kind of a shade. And I will wear this all over my lid and then put some black eyeliner in my waterline and tightline and, you know, heavy duty with the mascara, and it looks just phenomenal on the eyelids. I love this shade, and I love wearing this for the fall too. So can't wait to start wearing this one again. The next item, I don't have it. It is the L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner. It was the big, fat, chunky eyeliners. They're about this long. They come with a sharpener. They're about, I don't know, maybe like the width of my ring finger here. The eyeliner is a very soft, smoky coal liner. So while I could put it in my waterline, it would tend to stay there for only about maybe an hour, and then it would, you know, kind of come out of my waterline and around my bottom lash line and get all over the place. So it never stayed, but it was beautiful while I applied it just initially. So the eyeliner that I love from the drugstore is the Jordana 12-Hour Made to Last Liquid Eyeliner Pencil. This is in the shade Black Point. This is extremely creamy and very pigmented, and it's just, oh, it's black. It's very black. This will go in the waterline, look fabulous, and then it'll actually stay in the waterline. Like, this does not transfer out of my waterline. You put this on the top lash line and it does not budge after it sets. You have about, I don't know, 20 seconds, 25 seconds before this will set. And they come in a wide range. I mean, I think they have like 8, 10 pencil shades. So the ones that I really prefer are the green, the black, and the brown. I do have some of the other ones, but I found that the ones with shimmer tend to not stay in the waterline as well. They're not quite as smooth and creamy and gorgeous as the kind of solid colors. The next item was the L'Oreal Double Extend Beauty Tube Mascara. That was in the shade Blackest Black, and that was the mascara. It had two wands on each end. One side was white and the other side was red. And you put the one primer on first and it made your eyelashes white, and then you coat the lashes with the black mascara, and then it would just kind of be like these tubes over your lashes. So when you took your mascara off at night, you just ran some water and then you just go like this and you literally pull the tubes off your lashes. It was so crazy, but it was kind of fun to do. I have not since repurchased that mascara since I've finished it up, but I was going to mention my current favorite L'Oreal mascara is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara. This stuff is, it's so good. And this wand, this is in the shade Carbon Black. This is the mascara that I recommend. So this wand is completely different. It's not a primer and you know, a dual-ended mascara that's just one brush, but it definitely gets right up to the base of your lashes, makes them extremely long, and it definitely separates them. They look gorgeous, very fluttery. This one's dead, but I really need to go out and repurchase another one. Then I talked about the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, and I still love it. I do have a full one in like the huge old packaging. I stocked up and got a couple bottles when they were on clearance when they changed the packaging, but I also have a couple little ones, and I tend to refill the little bottles with the bigger size bottles, and that just makes these easier to take traveling, and it takes up way less counter space than having this huge honkin' thing up on your counter. And you know, if you need to throw it in your makeup bag or throw it in your purse, it's definitely small enough that it's able to do that. I also mentioned the MAC lipstick in the shade Cherish. Obviously, I picked it up because my name is Cherish and everybody wants a lipstick named after them. So this is it right here. It's more of a kind of, I don't even know, like a brown nude shade. And while this doesn't look very good on my lips by itself, that's it right there. I think anybody with a darker skin tone, this would look absolutely lovely on them. But if I pair like a pink lip gloss or a lighter nude lip gloss over the top, it looks great. I don't have any complaints about it. I think if I ever finish this lipstick up, I would definitely repurchase another one just so I have a lipstick that's named the same name as me. Then I was talking about this necklace. This was from Icing. I picked this up from the mall, and you know, I still wear this today. This is one of my absolute favorite necklaces. It's just gorgeous. It's got like fake jade in the cross, and I just think it looks nice paired with like a cardigan or something. It's a great length. It hits perfect where I like my necklaces to hit. So the last item that I was talking about in October of 2012 was this Abercrombie and Fitch perfume. You can tell I really haven't made that much progress on here. I totally forgot that I had this, and then when we moved I found it, so it's been sitting out waiting under my sink until it was fall time because I cannot wear this any other time except for in the fall. This has a it's almost like a spicy scent, but it's extremely fall appropriate. It smells really good. I really need to get a lot more usage out of this. I love it, but at the same time, I do have two other perfumes here that I love to wear during the fall time. The first one, I have a couple different formats of how I can, a couple different, you know, I have like a roller ball and a little mini guy of the Clinique perfume. I have two of these actually, but I love the Clinique Happy perfume in the fall time, but the only thing about this one is that I can only wear it for a couple days at a time and then I get really sick of it. So this is just a temporary favorite. And then my all-time favorite fall scent to wear is the MAC Turquoise. This is just the rollerball version. I've actually went through 3 of the kind of mid-size of the Turquoise perfume, but this, hands down, if you're in the market for a new fall scent, definitely check out the MAC Turquoise line. I think they just released some body lotions and body washes and all kinds of stuff to go along with the perfume. So anyway, that's all I have, and hopefully you guys found this slightly entertaining. And hello to all my new subscribers, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.